Brad Underwood's 1A, Plan A, I think, Plan A target, Andrej Stojakovic, is visiting Champaign today. The son of Peja Stojakovic is touching down on Green Street. You know it's going to be a special time. Hopefully, Kylan Boswell and Tomovicic and the crew show him a good time. However, while his visit
Hopefully,
to Illinois
hopefully
and
they
Illinois,
don't. Have we discussed that?
I'll come back to that. I have no idea what you mean by that. But anyways,
Okay.
Andre, while he's starting his visit, and it is a big day for Illinois' biggest priority right now, there's also reports coming out that Andre is being pursued by plenty of other schools. This came through yesterday, and it's been weird because, like, in general, Andre is a guy that I think the consensus here has been that he's just going to end up at Illinois. There was some buzz really early that like Kentucky was aggressively pursuing, but then Kentucky sort of backdoored their way into Denzel Aberdeen yesterday. And I don't know, just in general, it feels like the loudest buzz all along has been like, this is Illinois' to lose. Nobody's going to drop it. Well, the buzz is that there's a lot of other schools trying to make up ground here. And who knows if Andre will actually consider them or not. First of all, we have UConn involved. Sam Calhoun reports that 24/7 Sports has UConn reaching out to Andrej Stojakovic as of yesterday. And then Travis Branham, obviously big time national college basketball coverer, reported yesterday that Andre completed a Zoom with USC, has been in steady contact with Kentucky, and then others showing interest include North Carolina, Florida, UConn, Clemson, LSU, and Cincinnati, as well as a return to California could still be within consideration. I think this report did come before the Aberdeen news. So, by all accounts, it sounds like Kentucky is taking themselves out of the Stojakovic recruitment. That's a big deal for Illinois. But I think it's also a big deal that teams like UConn, North Carolina, and Florida are actually sniffing around this because that seems like new news. That was not the discussion over the weekend when people assumed this was Illinois' kind of to lose and maybe Kentucky would backdoor it. So, on one hand, he's in Champaign. The team to beat has a chance to close the deal very quickly. On the other hand, Travis Branham reports some of the best programs in the sport are trying to get involved. Help me make sense of all of this. How confident should Illinois fans be as Andre touches down in Champaign?
So I was ready to come on here and say they should feel very, very confident given, what has transpired at Kentucky with Aberdeen and things like that. But anytime Hurley gets involved, I get a little uneasy, just a wee bit uneasy, with him getting involved here. Also, like you gotta assume that one, he did get involved. He is getting involved, but two, like Darius Adams is leaving. He's leaving for a reason. Also, the thing that I think Illinois has the edge here, though, is that there's such a clear role and a clear like, okay, you can get in here, you're our starting two guard. Like you're our guy. You're our starting two guard. You go to UConn, you go to some of these other places he's looking at, it's more so of a question. There's a lot more players, I think, in that position that I think could possibly, hinder maybe his minutes or his role. Um, at this point, not to jinx it, I would be shocked if he didn't end up at Illinois. Like I thought Kentucky was a real competitor for sure. But now at this point, if Illinois doesn't end up with him, I'd be kind of surprised.
That's what I feel too. I mean, they obviously are the leader.
But here's where I back to my Green Street comment here. Are we sure we want him on Green Street? It's a place where you catch mono and all other types of sickness.
So what is your point here? We just want to keep him away from the flu bug.
Yeah, like take him to what about wasn't there a bowling alley in the student union?
There was a bowling alley in the studio.
Yeah,
I
maybe
I
maybe
really wanted to go.
maybe bowling alley's the way to go.
I desperately wanted to go. This is one of my favorite questions we always ask with people visiting Champaign. What bar on Illinois' campus or on the downtown strip do you think Andre would be his favorite? What's his bar of choice? I feel like there's an overthink this answer and then there's a don't overthink this answer.
He's a Cam's guy.
I was gonna say Legends.
You think?
He strikes me as like a backwards hat, big cup Legends Tuesday
I
guy.
can see that. I can see that. But if it's the weekend vibe, he strikes me as a corner booth at Cam's,
I could see that too. Yeah.
standing on the seat.
Yeah. I could also see that. He's got a lot of options. Andre's a great young talent here. So all right. Which school scares you most if you're Illinois? Is it just UConn? It's UC Hurley sniffing around and you're like, uh-oh. We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
Of course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code SLEEPERS. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video.
I think so. But at the same time, no. Can I say that? Can I say this?
Defending national champs are involved. That's your Gators.
Yeah, they are
And
involved.
honestly, Cart, if there was ever a Gator boy stay hot, isn't it Andrej Stojakovic? Like, can you not see him and Xavion Lee like at that little nightclub together?
That's a great backcourt hair combo as well. Great, that would work. Andre and Xavier like in your backcourt. Uh, I obviously I think that Florida would be a great option for him. I'm not just saying that. Like I could easily see him having a good role there. Aberdeen's not there anymore. There's a clear, I think, gap there, and he's the defending. They are the defending national champions, and Golden did great things with the backcourt. But I don't know. I think it's honestly making me feel a little bit odd how confident I feel that Illinois is like the front runner by a good margin here. Like I think like he doesn't leave Illinois without committing.
Like, you think we're on commitment watch for this trip to Champaign right now?
Yeah. I'm also over in all my crystal balls.
How
I take pride
much,
in it.
how concerned do you get then if he doesn't commit shortly after the visit or on the visit?
I
Like,
get
if
concerned.
he gets through this visit and he's still taking Zoom calls from defending national champions, that's when we're like, oh
Yeah,
no.
I'm feeling like 7.8 out of 10 right now. I'm going down to like 4.9 if what I'm saying, we're opening our Zoom camera later this week.
Okay. You're Andrej Stojakovic for a second. Trying to figure out if this is even like applicable for you and your brain. I don't know. I feel like you can process being like the son of an NBA legend. Like,
Yeah, I can process that.
yeah, okay. With great hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said great hair, not gray hair.
You son of a
I'm
bitch.
just saying. Okay, so he
Hair angle's crazy by you.
you are Andrej Stojakovic.
Mhm.
It's rumored that Illinois got you in the portal. You obviously have big time mutual interest. Your first visit here is to Champaign. At the same time, Dan Hurley, Todd Golden, Hubert Davis are in your texts. You've taken a couple Zoom calls. They are aggressively still pursuing you as you go to Champaign. You're on the flight to, I don't know where you fly into when you go to Champaign. Does Champaign have an airport?
No, you probably just go to like O'Hare.
That's a far way away. There's got to be
Is
a
it?
closer airport to Champaign than O'Hare.
No, I feel like it's gotta be O'Hare.
All right. Well, he pulls up to O'Hare, and while he's sitting on the tarmac, he's texting Dan Hurley back. That's you.
Okay.
What's your brain and heart thinking coming into this visit to Illinois? While you have Dan Hurley, Todd Golden, Hubert Davis, and others all desperately trying to get a hold of you,
Well, in my head, I'm that guy
right?
at Illinois. I'm the guy. Like I'm the guy. Um, I also, what I'm saying, I'm tapped into the social media world, right? I know that you were offering Josh Dix 2 million. Like that's in the back of my head as well. And I get the whole stigma that, oh, he's an NBA player's son, he doesn't really care. No, I'm the NBA player's son. I care about my money. That's my money and I want it now. Word to the general, word to Shaq. So, in my head, my mindset is like I could go to Illinois and I could be the guy. Like I think I'm walking in, I think I'm the best player on the team. I don't know if that's necessarily going to be how it's treated at the other places I go.
Okay. You don't think any, like at Florida right now, I've talked about how that roster's missing certain things. You don't think Stojakovic steps into Florida and is the guy?
I think there's a question if it's him or Xavier Lee.
Okay. UConn, I guess solo ball.
Yes, and there's other guards.
Braylon Mullins.
Yeah, I'm not having any questions when I step into Illinois.
North Carolina got another guy?
I'm not entertaining Hubert.
What about Argyle though?
Uh, I'm just not entertaining Hubert.
Yeah, honestly, Baby Blue doesn't seem like Andre's color either.
Yeah. Also, I'm going by Dre Stojakovic.
Oh, that's a new thing.
Yeah.
With a J?
No. Actually, yeah.
Drej
Yeah.
Stojakovic.
Dre
Dre
Stojakovic. Yeah.
Dre Gibbs Stojakovic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would really work.
Need that.
Okay, all right. So if you were Andre, you're saying I want to commit to Illinois quickly. That's what I'm hearing from you. And if you of all people are saying that, I feel like that bodes really well for Illinois' real life chances here.
But that's me putting myself in Dre. To be honest with you, the obvious option here is Florida. That's the obvious choice.
I don't think so. I genuinely think the obvious choice is Illinois. I just thought giving you this prompt, you are like Mr. You're Mr. Milk. You're Mr. Milk It, right? You milk it out a little bit.
I'm a,
Uh, yeah, you're Mr. Milk. So I think if you are saying like, yeah, I would just commit to Illinois quickly, I feel like that bodes really well here. Because of all people to drag things out and like demand more money and want more, that would be your move if you were a crew. So if you see the vision for obvious you should go to Illinois, I think I still feel really confident that this should be Illinois.
they should be able to show him the vision too.
Yeah, right.
So make
Do
it
you think
happen.
there's a number here? Like we saw or we heard that Illinois basically would not meet a number for their last big target, Dame Sar. Say Stojakovic, I don't think he's doing this, but say he did come in like, hey, I want $3 million. Do you think there's a number that Illinois backs out from here? Because
Ooh.
they're getting more and more desperate as targets sort of drop here.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like Illinois' approach is in the back of their mind. They could always go overseas and get somebody.
Yeah, I feel like that's always been the thing.
So, like, I mean, I think there'll be a little bit more desperate feel to the number that's put across, but I don't think they'll go full on desperate mode.
Okay. All right.
They need to get him.
They do need to get him. I think
They
they
need to
will.
get him.
I think they will. One, honestly, Andre's going to love champagne as much as I did, and this is going to be over very quickly.
I feel it.